goes to class with Mr. Robinson, who worries that some of his students may be drinking too much cytoscut, an illegal substance some addicts use to replace the lack of water. Robinson teaches them the origins of the current system and says people shouldn't have to work in order to exist and be someone. Noah thinks that work equals freedom and mentions his father who won the lottery 13 years ago and now is living happily in South Europe. After class, Noah sees Volley stealing things from the school kitchen, but she runs away by escaping through the window. At the wall, the zoners are being interviewed to see who gets to join the program. If anyone looks sick because they drank contaminated water, they're instantly kicked out of the line. Isya is interviewed together with two other women, but one of them is kicked out because she stinks of anxiety. They're asked pretty intense questions about their background, and since there's only one spot left, Isya lies and tells them the other girl is an addict, so she gets the job. Before they're able to enter the city, they're given a code tattoo on their wrists. At Aquaville, Thais is making mistakes in her work, which has earned her 6 warnings already. This only stresses her out more. At the same time, Ruben is shocked to bump into the dead body of his director, who has worked himself to death. However, instead of mourning, Ruben immediately calls his father Silas, who is a higher up in the company, and says he wants to run for the position. Silas is pretty sick and can't afford proper treatment, but his son doesn't know this. So when Ruben says he wants a better position, Silas immediately wants to help so Ruben can support him when he can't work anymore. Later, Thais meets with Hans, a co-worker she's having an affair with. They've been conspiring to steal important business data from Aquaville, which they plan to sell and use the money to leave the country. However, Thais hasn't been able to get close enough to Silas even if she's family. At that moment, a guard finds them and tries to take them away, but Hans quickly knocks him out and Thais returns to her station, only to continue to make mistakes. She fears that at this rate she'll end up in the zone. In the meantime, head of security Gene interrogates Monroe. He explains the awful situation he was in and mentions the torture, but he assures her that he hasn't told the rebels any state secrets. Afterward, Nadia tells Monroe to get back to work, assigning him breaks so he can get treatment. Monroe promises he can do this, but